Okay, we are live. Trying to adjust my camera. There we go. All right, I've had some very nice people ask me how I ship my cookies. So this is how I wrap them. Basically, a batch is 4 stacks. This would be one single batch for me. I ship 2 sizes. I ship small for a quarter batch, and I ship large for a whole batch. I use priority mail free boxing. You pre-assemble the boxes here, just put a piece of tape on the bottom, and then you load it with preload it with some peanuts. I put about one heaping handful here, and for the big one I put about 3 to cover the bottom, and I'll adjust this as I'm putting the cookies in. So, oh, and by the way, you have to play the nutcracker. Have to. So what I have here is a stack of cookies and a produce bag. I go to the supermarket and they give me these rolls. Sometimes I have to pay for them. Sometimes they give them to me for free. I just asked nicely a few days ago and they gave me a whole roll. This will last me a couple years. So that's what I wrap these in. So basically you take your produce bag. Can we see? Oh yeah, beautiful. Alright. So this is a little bit on the fly, but I've got several thousand cookies that I need to ship. And by the way, there are no guarantees here. This works best for me. Remember, I make my cookies with a dough, so they're fairly firm, not hard, but they're delicate. But usually they make it through okay. So I put them in a bag. This is about 21 cookies right here. My batch averages about between 75 and 80, depending on how I'm cutting the dough. If I'm feeling in a mood, I'll cut them big sometimes or small. Okay, so the nutcracker's going. This is a single quarter batch right here. So what I do is I put them in the box here, and I just lay them in sideways, and I think I just broke one on the top, so sorry. But I lay them in sideways, and then I fill in around the sides with peanuts, packing peanuts. And you don't want to pack this too hard with peanuts because it'll transfer the pressure when this thing gets bounced around. So just enough to the top, not to where you have to push down too hard, because the outside of the box will keep it rigid. Wait. And obviously you don't put these things in. So that's about as much as you want there for a small batch. And then you just fold this over like this, and you go around and around and around with clear tape. And I believe my clear tape is still wrapped up, so I'll be right back. I'll leave you to listen to the nutcracker. Alrighty, this is what happens when you don't plan ahead. Cookie season gets pretty busy though. So, anyway, I buy the good rolls of packaging tape. And sometimes the post office will give you priority mail shipping free for wrapping these things, but they used to be able to give it to you online, but they don't do that anymore. But you can order these boxes online. And there is one other size of box, by the way. This is slightly larger, but I've gone to the flat rate shipping. I think it works fine. I don't have too many complaints about cookies getting bashed. But if you want a bigger box, obviously you can see it's thicker here. But it's still 12 by 12. So if you want more cushioning, try one of these. And this is a 07. This is a flat rate box there. Okay. So basically, after the cookies are in, there's no rattle here, but you can't press down and bash them on the edges. I mean, so what you do then is you just start here. I go around about 3 or 4 times, really hard with the strapping tape, just right over the edge here. That's one. And I do this pretty tight. And if you use clear tape, you can write your address on here before you actually do this. That's 3. Let's go one more just for good measure. Doesn't cost any extra. Okay. And that's a small one. Now I just need to address it and send it. Once again, priority mail, free delivery tracking, and one price. No rattle. That's the important thing. No rattle, but alright, that's a small. Okay. Now for the big ones, I lay 4 of them in. And I'll put these on their side as well and just kind of face them. Nest them in there a little bit. 1. And what I do is kind of face them in kind of a houndstooth or a herring pattern, if you would. And so these ones go this way, and these ones will go this way. So everything's kind of pointing at each end there. And you know what? I'm going to take one down here. You want a good inch or so between the top of the box and these guys. You can see how they're laying in there now. I think you can. Anyway, that's, and you get about 1 or 2 in between each one of these things. If the edges break off, you know, the edges break off. You're shipping these things across the country, and I'm shipping 25 batches tomorrow. I normally ship 27, but I delivered 2 already to my pop and to my brother. Okay, so that's about maybe a couple more chips. Okay. All right, so once again, this flat rate box, close up the top, and you get your tape, you find your edge, find your edge, find your edge, roll, yep, right there. All right, and this can be difficult. If you don't have a strap, I'm too stubborn to use one of those. Okay. Go around. 1, 2. 1, 2. If you lose, don't worry about it. That's 3. We'll go around one more time. Okay, I don't want to put the hex on myself, and I will knock on wood, but no rattle, but not too hard. Remember, the edges are facing up and down, so that's where the weakness is in the box here. So you might get some edges broken off, but that's about it. And maybe your cookies are smaller too. So this is how you pack cookies to go, and you write in your address and off you go. I think that explains everything. Let me know if you have any questions. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and of course keep up the tradition by making these lovely Italian goodies, the pizzelle, however you want to pronounce it. Anyway, I've got about 2,000 more cookies to box, so everybody enjoy and let me know if you need anything.